The X Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X Zone Radio Show or endorsed in any manner by Rob McConnell, rel-mar McConnell Media Company, the X Zone Broadcast Network, its affiliated networks, stations, employees, or advertisers.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the X Zone. I am Rob McConnell, coming to you from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, on the X Zone Broadcast Network, Talkstar Radio Network, Mutual Broadcast Network, iHeart Radio, Simul Radio, and Simul TV. If you'd like to send me an email, xzone at xzoneradiotv.com, on all social media sites, xzoneradiotv.com. My guest this hour, X Zone Nation, is Renee Harper, and Renee has been with the Old Bisbee Ghost Tour for over 9 years. She is our ghost host on the Old Bisbee Ghost Tour and Copper Queen Ghost Hunt. Now, you might have read about her on their TripAdvisor.com reviews. She became interested in the paranormal as a young girl because she grew up in a haunted house. Renee went to Otis College of Art and Design. While in college, she developed a love for ghost folklore and taking a fairy tale and folklore classes. Joining me now is Renee Harper. And Renee, welcome to the X Zone.
Thank you.
So tell me about this haunted house that you lived in.
Well, we don't know who the ghost was. We nicknamed him George Hassenpfeffer. And he usually bothered my sister. He didn't bother me so much. He didn't like her. But he also, and I'm saying he because I assume he was a he, I don't know. But he also would bother my mother when she was cooking. Once she was cooking and she turned around and all the pots and pans were in the middle of the kitchen, he would flush toilets, ring the doorbell, that kind of fun stuff.
Now, was the house haunted when you moved into it?
I was born there. My parents already had the house, so I have no idea. You would have to call them and interview them. But as far as I know, it was not. I believe everything started happening when my sister was in the 3rd grade.
Why do you think it started happening?
I have no idea. I really don't know. I have no idea.
So is it fair to say that you believe in ghosts?
Yeah. I had enough stuff happen to me, paranormal activity happen to me that, yeah, I do believe in ghosts.
What kind of paranormal activity has happened to you?
I do the ghost hunts at the Copper Queen Hotel, and I have seen a ghost there numerous times. I saw it manifest right in front of me. My husband and I have experienced stuff at the same time when we were in different states. That was similar paranormal activity. I have been told by 3 separate people who did not know each other that I have a little girl ghost that follows me around, and they each described her as looking the same way. So I don't know. I definitely think there's something out there that we don't know about, and you know, it fascinates me. I want to, try to figure it out as much as I can.
So what do you do to try and figure out what the paranormal is all about?
I like to do research. I like to gather stories from people's personal experiences. And, of course, I do my ghost hunts and my ghost tours, and I try to keep a record of everything so that if somebody experiences a ghost or what they think is a ghost at one location, and then we get another report of a similar incident, we can try to figure out who it is and why they're there.
Tell me about Old Bisbee Ghost Tours.
I have been running the ghost tour for over 11 years now, and it's a walking tour of Bisbee where you hear the ghost stories and the folklore regarding the ghosts which haunt the buildings. Bisbee is an old mining town founded in the 1880s, and there's lots of history and lots of murder and chaos and all that fun stuff that makes for good ghost stories and a fun ghost tour.
Now, where is Bisbee? In which state is it?
Bisbee is in Arizona. We are a border town, so we are in the southern eastern corner of the state. I can see Mexico from my front yard. We are very, very close to Mexico. So as far south as you can get.
So would this be one of the old west towns?
Yes. Yes. We are probably about a half-hour drive from Tombstone, which is the town everybody knows about. So we were a similar town to Tombstone. Tombstone, they mined silver mostly, and in Bisbee we mined copper.
Tell me about some of the ghosts that still haunt Bisbee.
My favorite is the ghost cat that haunts the Bisbee Inn. And it was a feral cat that died in the bar next door. The story goes that it starved itself, and it was always trying to get into the hotel, and it finally did. And guests that stay in the room, which is 23, they know to bring cat toys, and they'll play with him with the toys. So there's a little bucket of toys, and it's kind of fun. The more cowboy or miner-esque ghosts, we have a lot of prostitute ghosts. One of the most famous ones that we have in town, her name was Julia Lowell. And the story goes that she was a lady of negotiable affection that lived at the Copper Queen Hotel. For some reason, she lived there, even though it was a hotel. Some people say that they believe that her father was maybe a manager. And she apparently fell in love with one of her suitors, who happened to be a married man. She confessed her love to him, and he said he wanted nothing to do with her. He didn't love her, loved his wife, and was not going to leave his wife for a prostitute. And her overreaction to that was killing herself. And they believe she hung herself on the 3rd floor of the hotel. And they say that her ghost still haunts the building. Men staying in the room that they dedicated to her will sometimes smell her perfume. They will feel the covers coming off their feet, and she's been known to tickle their toes and to do a seductive dance at the edge of their bed.
So she appears as a full-body apparition?
That's what people say. Now, I've never seen her, but that's what people have told us, yes.
So where else is haunted in Bisbee besides this hotel where there's a ghost cat and a ghost hooker?
The entire town is haunted. We have a park that used to be the cemetery that is extremely haunted. I've had personal experiences there while leading the ghost tour. If I'm wearing a long skirt, which I usually do in the fall and winter because, contrary to popular belief, it does get cold in Arizona. And if I'm wearing a long skirt, sometimes I can feel what like a child tugging on it, like tugging on the hem of the skirt. On our website, we do have a photograph of a full-body apparition child that was photographed in City Park. So it's our belief that the children that were buried there kind of still play there. It's also a park, so why not?
Why would some spirits leave and other spirits remain?
That's a good question, and I have no idea.
What's your theory?
I have no idea.
What's your theory?
Well, I would like to think that they can come and go as they please. So they can come and check up on us, play jokes on us. I really don't know. One of my theories, and all of this is just theories. One of my theories is that I personally believe in reincarnation.
Right.
And I think it's the in between our two lives, and we kind of just hang around, see what's what, and then when we're ready to go into our next vessel or next body, then that's when we go. But that's my personal opinion, and it's not a popular one.
Now,
but I don't know.
A lot of questions out there when it comes to the paranormal. A lot of questions, very few answers. All right, stand by. You and I have to take our first break. X-Zone Nation, our guest of this hour is Renee Harper. And if you'd like to find out more about Renee or the haunted ghost tours, www.oldbisbeeghosttour.com, and that's old, B-I-S-B-E-E, ghosttour.com. That's oldbisbeeghosttour.com. And www.sweetmidnight.com. This is the X-Zone. I am Rob McConnell. We're coming to you from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. And some news for you people who watch us on the X-Zone TV channel, on Simul TV. Cal Korf's The X-Zone Investigates is coming very soon. In fact, we have a trailer of the show that's on our Facebook page, and it will also be on xzoneinvestigates.com. I'll be back on the other side of this break as we continue talking about ghost hauntings and things that go bump in the night in Old Bisbee, Arizona. We'll be back. Don't go away. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, join me, Rob McConnell, as together we'll investigate the world of the paranormal and the science of parapsychology here on the X-Zone Radio TV show on XZBN and the X-Zone TV channel on Simul TV. Since 1990, the X-Zone Radio TV show has been the place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. Together, we'll investigate UFOs, aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot, psychic phenomenon, lake monsters, conspiracy theories, government cover-ups, the truth embargo, alien abductions, ESP, haunted locations from around the world, and so much more. With over 28 years of broadcasting and more than 4,500 individual guests, the X-Zone is truly a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality, as evidenced by the credibility, integrity, and professionalism of the guests that we bring to our international audience. If you have seen a UFO, had a close encounter, seen a ghost, Bigfoot, lake monster, or a story that you would like to share or have investigated, contact me, Rob McConnell, by sending me your email to xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, or you can call toll-free 1-800-610-7035, extension 143, and on Skype, X-Zone Radio TV. For more information on the X-Zone Radio TV show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, visit www.xzoneradiotv.com or www.xzonetvchannel.com or simultv.com and xzbn.net. Until next we meet here in the X-Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, always remember, X-Zone Nation, keep your eyes to the sky and your heart in the light.
You have heard of the X-Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X-Zone, Sci-Fi, and Horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world. Interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
Renee Harper's my special guest this hour, www.oldbisbeeghosttour.com and sweetmidnight.com. All right, so far we've got, let me see, we've got the cat, we've got the hooker, and what else do we have so far?
We have children at
Children,
the
right?
park.
Yeah.
There's tons of them. There was a fire in Old Bisbee.
Mm-hmm.
It burned down most of our main street, and there's a ghost in the Miners and Merchant building, which is now an antique store, but it used to be a bank back in the day. And there's a ghost in there as well that we believe passed away in the big fire, in one of the big fires. There were two fires, but one of the big ones. And he's heard, he's, making a ruckus upstairs, usually when people are downstairs. In the basement, there's a vault, and you can still go down into the vault and go inside of it, and, somebody rents out that space to sell their antiques. And people who go down there get an uneasy feeling, kind of like they're in a fear cage. I've heard stories of trunks, like old-fashioned trunks, closing by themselves, people hearing other people down there, all kinds of crazy stuff, and yet they'll be the only ones there. So it's kind of a cool place. The Bisbee Grand Hotel is another one that we talk about on the ghost tour. There's actually a bar attached to it, and one of my favorite ghosts, his name is Jeremiah, and he haunts the bar.
Mm-hmm.
They say he was cheating at a game of poker and was shot in the head. And he's a little raunchy. He likes to haunt the ladies' restroom. So when there's women in there, he will bang on the stall doors and turn over trash cans. He's been known to give the bartenders, after they have closed and they're cleaning up, he's been known to give them shoulder rubs if they're female, and if they're male, he tries to get them out of there. He'll scare them and get them to leave the bar. But if they're female, he likes to give them back rubs.
Do these ghosts ever try to verbally communicate?
Yeah. Jeremiah, who I was just talking about, there's
Right.
a story about him. And one of the bartenders had closed up for the night, locked up, left his cell phone inside, so he went back to go get it. He unlocked the bar door, opened it, and from behind him, he heard Jeremiah say, "We are closed." And that bartender turned off the lights. He locked the door, and he quit the next morning. So, yeah. We've caught some pretty cool EVPs at the Copper Queen Hotel, at the Bisbee Inn. I mean, we always are catching EVPs in controlled environments, which is kind of nice.
Now, I understand that you go out and actually do ghost investigations on haunt investigations?
Correct.
Now, do you go out with a team, or do you go out with your husband, or do you do it solo?
I never do it solo.
Mm-hmm.
Usually my ghost hosts, as we call them, my tour guides, they're all trained in investigating the paranormal, and so one or two of them and I will usually go out and do an investigation. We will do, if it's a good investigation, and if we can get access, we will open up the investigation for our guests, and we can have just everyday people who aren't trained come in, and we train them and then show them how to use the basic equipment and then hunt for the ghost.
What are you going to do if you ever caught a ghost?
Like literally in a cage?
Well, you said you go out and hunt. When you go out to hunt, you go out to capture something.
if we catch any evidence, we then bring it to the owner of the building and let them know what we experienced, what we caught. And I take it all with a grain of salt. Who knows if it's really a ghost we're catching or, something not paranormal.
So how do you go out and conduct an investigation? What are the procedures that you would use?
Well, personally, I like to just use a digital recorder.
No, what I meant, dear, when you're getting ready to do an investigation, let's say somebody calls you up and says, "Hey, Renee, I think my house is haunted." What do you do from that point?
Well, first we'll do a sweep of the building.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first we'll interview the people and see what's been going on.
Right. And
that's how I will weed through who is being sincere and are scared or want to know what's going on versus those that just want attention, which happens a lot. And after that, we'll do, if they pass that test, we'll do a sweep of the house with EMF detectors, see if there are any high readings. We call these the base readings. And if those high readings are taking place in where they feel that they are having all of these paranormal activity take place, it could be just a high EMF field or frequency in their home. Mm-hmm. They could be having reactions to it. And so if the base readings are real low, then we will actually conduct an investigation where we try to make contact with the ghost or spirit or whatever it is. And we will then analyze our data, our video, our audio, our photos, and see what we come up with.
Okay. Has it ever happened that you'll go to a house, do an investigation, and there are no ghosts?
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you, usually we don't do people's homes that they live in. We will do, I've done it a few times to people that I know. Usually people's, their shops, their hotels, their businesses, only because it's too personal to go in someone's home. Right.
I hear you.
And so I personally feel more comfortable if I know the person personally rather than a stranger who emails us or calls us. And if they do, then I send them to investigation groups. I'll research for them and figure out who in their area can go ahead and do something like that. So, did that answer your question?
Yeah, it did. Where did you people get your investigative training?
I got my training from my friend Christy. She wasn't my friend at the time, Case, and she was the director of the International Community of Paranormal Investigation and Research.
Never heard of them.
And, well, that's okay. I never heard of you. Next question? Or is this interview over? I think it's over.
Well, there you go. See, Exo Nation, this is why these type of people should not ever do anything except stay at home, giggle, make fun of people. When they're questioned with legitimate questions, they don't know how to react. To them, it's a farce. They really don't care about anybody or anything except themselves. It's pathetic. It really is pathetic that people have nothing better to do with their time than to scam, to invent, try to be something that they're not. They're not investigators. They're yahoos. They're wannabes. They don't have very much in life that gives them excitement, so they create their excitement. The excitement that they create is really pathetic. It's sad. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with another guest here in the X Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. My name is Rob McConnell, and if you're going to Old Busby, there's only one thing I can really say, X Zone Nation. Stay away from the Old Busby ghost tours. Stay away from the sweet midnight tours. And stay away from Renee Harper.
from our broadcast studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, to the world and beyond. You're watching the X-Zone Broadcast Network, www.xzbn.net.
AVS Media Demo.
You have heard of the X-Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X-Zone, Sci-Fi, and Horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world, interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365. Rob McConnell here, presenting an overview for Nicholas Paul Jennings, author of a fascinating book, Amen. It presents facts revealed by Egyptologists, facts that enable us to understand why Amen is the beginning of creation of God. It provides recommendations for religious leaders of the major religions to unify their beliefs and teach the Word of God. Love one another. Amen informs people how mankind conceived God. It was the Egyptians that developed the concepts of a soul, a hereafter, and Son of God. And finally, after the worship of many gods, they conceived the belief in one universal God, the maker of all there is. For more information, visit www.futureofgodamen.com. That's www.futureofgodamen.com.